24 cars are ready to bash it out to see who's the best, and one vehicle that's gonna throw a big wrench in the works. Hi everybody, I'm Aaron Yonda. Welcome to the Junkyard Joust. Pretty straightforward arrangement of vehicles, some of them light, some of them heavy, but there's one that stands out. It is Ooze Coupe. Ooze Coupe is back on Cookie's Crime Syndicate, and that car is gonna be interesting. Taking a closer look at the teams, here is Cookie's Crime Syndicate, and there's Ooze Coupe, plus a couple bruisers and a couple survivors. The Incinerators are back. They've had a couple chances, but never made it out of the qualifiers. They need to make something happen. Joust and Jalopies have been around for a while. They've made it to the main event, but they haven't made it to the finals yet. It's eluded them. Wiener Magic won a preliminaries match, and they're here to see if they can take it any farther. 308 would have made it into the main event, but a vote cast them aside for Jetstreak. They're gonna try again. The Wiener Mobile is in the house, here to support Wiener Magic, and there's some new vehicles over in the car show area, one of them blasting some loud music. Evil Weevil, sponsored by Track Buffer LLC, is on the track. That means it's time to joust. Round one. Cookie's Crime Syndicate got the roll. They will be starting us off first with the Chevy Sedan Delivery, which Sicken chose for his sponsorship because he is at that level on Patreon. Coming down next in the randomized running order, Joust and Jalopies, 59 Cadillac, sponsored by King Jester. 59 Cadillac slams into position, but goes a little wobbly and gets curbside. It's going to take a hit from Fantastique, sponsored by Moo Cow Horse Farm for the Incinerators. Fantastique takes a shot at the Cadillac, tosses it over, but that thing is heavy and flat, and it stays level. Fantastique locks it in. First up for Wiener Magic, the Mercedes 540K, sponsored by Chris and Kat's Casa de Chaos. Mercedes tries to eliminate Fantastique, pushes it up, just about gets it over. Not quite enough oomph, and Fantastique, at least for the moment, is alive. Precarious. Race Bait 308, sponsored by Farty Marty for 308. Race Bait slams into the pile, and Fantastique goes over. I said it was precarious, and indeed it was. Our first elimination of the match. Incinerators down one. Next up, Drag Dairy, sponsored by Chorgoth the Infinite Horror. 109 grams on this thing. Drag Dairy plows into the line. The 308 gets flipped over, makes a nice recovery, and so does the Mercedes. 2 flips over and 2 recoveries. Nice. 59 Cadillac Eldorado, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. Another big, long, heavy car for the Jalopies, and it locks it in. GT Racer, sponsored by Sloss Automotive Sachet and Buffet. A little undercut on this. And that undercut just about gets underneath the Eldorado, but can't quite manage it. Car's too big, and it backs away. NASCAR Stalker, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover. GT Racer takes a huge hit from that Stalker, but it backfires big time. GT Racer stabilizing itself on Fantastique a little bit. Another car eliminated, this one for Wiener Magic, self-elim. Another 308 coming down. This is probably the heaviest one, 44 grams, sponsored by Bart Allen. A nice hit, but it can't budge these heavy vehicles that are on the track. Those things are locked in tight, and it goes curbside. Ooze Coupe about to strike, setting up that ramp, sponsored by Avery's Reliable Autos. Always inspires confidence when reliable is in quotes. Nice recovery by that 308, and Ooze Coupe is set up. It's time for some ramping. First to take the ramp, 54 Mercury Sun Valley, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. And the 72-gram vehicle kind of grinds to a halt, doesn't even go off the ramp. Looks like we might have a clunker on the Jalopies team here. Well, it's going to be forced off that ramp by Silver Bullet, sponsored by Judy Collins. A punch from Silver Bullet, and the Mercury Sun Valley finds a valley and gets stuck sideways. Looks like it's probably finished. Pontiac Fiero Classic, sponsored by Star Corps Industries. Fiero slams into Silver Bullet, pushes it around a little bit, but Silver Bullet makes the recovery happen, and the Fiero backs down the ramp. 28-gram 308, sponsored by the Aardvark of Freedom. Bam, a nice takedown by that 308. The Fiero pushed off the ramp, flips over, cannot make a recovery happen. Wiener Magic loses another car. That was a nice takedown. Vrak Alien Cyborg for the Syndicate, sponsored by Jedi. Cyborg slams into that 308, and boy does it get tossed around, but boy does it stay stable. Drives over a bunch of the cars down the line, then bounces off to a recovery. Cyborg looks like it's a little bit precarious. 58 Impala, sponsored by Beaks Busted Barn Finds. Couldn't get the hood down on this thing. Bam, that is a nice takedown by the Impala, flipping Varak over and over again. And Varak finds a place to land, but cannot make the recovery off the crates. That'll be a loss for Cookie. Nice landing for the Impala. XT3, I've been trying to get this vehicle to work on the track for ages. It's sponsored by Sand Dragon Workshop. XT3 takes the ramp, and yep, all the changes I made no difference. XT3 just not a great jouster, even with modifications. Nissan 300ZX, the champion from Wiener Magic, sponsored by G-Zeus. Boom! The Nissan declines to take that jump, somehow avoiding going off the ramp. There must be something on the front of that car that allowed it to avoid that. Will that be a good thing? Another 308 coming down, sponsored by Reaper EOD. The 308 takes itself out and also takes the Nissan out, and this is really bad news for Wiener Magic. They needed that car. If it does not make a recovery, I'd say their chances are slim of making it out of this qualifier. Repo Duty, sponsored by the Test Joust series, which you can watch on the Junkyard Joust Discord. Cookie hitch and ride on Repo Duty. Oh, wow, that was not even close to a recovery. It just slides over in the corner and is finished. Looks like that might be the only ride Cookie gets today. She couldn't really stay on the back of that thing anyway. And here comes Petey. Maybe he'll have better luck riding Gas Hog, sponsored by Tribble's Troublemakers. Gas Hog takes the ramp and does a great job of keeping level, making the recovery happen. Could be a good agile car for the Jalopies. Blown Camaro is back for the Incinerator, sponsored by the Mad Brit King. Blown Camaro does a great job of hitting those crates, flipping over and showing you how it's done. That's the type of recovery you gotta make off of a ramp, especially when Creature is gonna be showing up later in the season. Mercedes 380 SEL, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Mercedes takes the ramp, shows you how not to do it, flipping over and then flipping again, getting stuck on Evil Weevil. Evil Weevil has been a curse for vehicles nowadays. Wiener Magic looking doomed. Here comes the final 308 of the round, sponsored by Emo Dingo. The 308, wow, that was another weird thing with Ooze Coupe. That's the kind of car that wants to take the ramp, but for some reason gets tangled up on the back of it. Still makes a recovery, and that was the final car of round one. Looks like we're gonna have 10 eliminations in round one, an unusually high number for this season in the qualifiers. Some of it having to do with Ooze Coupe, I suspect. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Wiener Magic sustains the biggest damage, losing 4 down to just 1. Cookie's Crime Syndicate and Incinerators each dropped 2 down to 3. Joust and Jalopies and 308 had the most success in that round, only losing 1 apiece. The Silver 308 will start us off in round 2. They are hoping to capitalize on the success they had in round 1. 59 Cadillac slots in behind the 308. And a big lunge from Drag Dairy. That thing has a little bit of undercutting, but not able to get underneath the Cadillac. Does mix things up though. GT Racer does have undercutting, and it knocks Drag Dairy straight off the track, but look at that recovery. A nice bounce there for Drag Dairy. No eliminations yet. Sole remaining car for Wiener Magic, it is the Mercedes, and it does a good job of trying to help its cause by taking out one of the 308s and almost the Cadillac. That thing is close. GT Racer in trouble too. The next 308 just about escapes the track, but only gets halfway off, and the GT starts to go up. Boom goes the Eldorado, taking out that 308. Man, I bet they wish that car had escaped the track. No eliminations there. The GT Racer manages to escape to safety. A big whomp from the Sedan Delivery, and it pushes the Eldorado off the track over sideways. It kind of looks like that thing could recover, but it would take a lot. Nice hit. Silver Bullet with a leap off the Sedan, and wow, that was a weird thing that it did. It punched the back, then went up in the air, flipped over a couple times, and then makes that recovery right on top of the 308. That was a great recovery by Silver Bullet. Some strange physics on that last hit. The 308 locks in. 58 Impala slams into place, and the Mercedes gets pushed out of position. Stays upright for the moment. Wiener Magic have got to be worried. Ooze Coop pushes into position, and that's gonna do it. Wiener Magic already eliminated, it's looking like to me. Mercedes goes over, and they are done. Despite winning that preliminary, they could not compete in the qualifiers. The blown Camaro launches itself off the ramp, spins around a little bit, pivots, and makes that recovery. That car seems to thrive on the ramp, and that's a good sign for the incinerators. Again, the 308 somehow low enough to prevent the jump. It must have something low down on the front of the car that is helping it do that. GasHog slams the 308 off the track, but it makes the recovery. Petey barely avoids getting crushed on the way, tumbling all the way down into the grass. And GasHog is good to go. Final car of round 2. 4 eliminations in this round, and we're gonna lose our first team. One more team gets eliminated, and it's over. The Klingons have been acting a little weird after their recovery from drinking poisonous pink last match. Anyway, taking a look at the aftermath, Cookies steady at 3, Jalopies fall to 3, Incinerators steady at 3, Wiener Magic out of the match, and 308 took the biggest hit, losing 2 down to 2. Round 3, the Jalopies will take the lead with the Cadillac. And wow, it looks like we might have another clunker on the team. That thing is kind of bouncing along, doesn't sound good. GT Racer gets under the Cadillac and throws it up in the air. Look at that landing though, nice smooth job there. It might be a bit of a clunker, but it's able to survive that hit. The sedan delivery slots into place behind GT Racer. 2 308s left, and this one can't really do anything with that big blue sedan in the way. 58 Impala takes a swipe at the 308, and it works. Squishes it off the track. It goes over sideways. Man, that could be another elimination for 308. Good shot of the engine there. 308, though, definitely in trouble. Silver Bullet gets underneath the Impala, but just barely pushes under the back half of the car. And with a big enough hit, that thing could go over. Bang, that was the hit. 109 grams of drag dairy right there. Tosses the Impala over, but look at the recovery. Impala looks like it's just gonna hang out upside down, but it flips over. Nice job, showing a bit of an agility for a big car. The second 308 comes down. Silver Bullet escapes the track. That 308 has to stay alive or this match is over. GasHog takes a shot, doesn't have enough heft to do anything. 308 stays locked in. We've got 5 cars backed up as Petey takes a little nap. Blown Camaro can only loosen things up a little bit, but now the 308 is up on the hood of GasHog. Could be trouble. Ooze Coop coming down last and setting up that ramp, and ooh, wow, it looks close for Blown Camaro right there, but I don't think that's out. We will take a measurement just to make sure. It looks like at least 1 elimination right now. And there it is, Blown Camaro at about 43 degrees, so no problems. Incinerators are safe for another round. Not the same story for 308. They go down to just 1. All the other teams are at 3. 308's got to dig itself out of this hole. Round 4, here we go, starting off with Cookies Crime Syndicate. Chevy sedan takes its place down near the end of the track. 59 Cadillac punches into position, pushes the sedan up to the front, and stays right there. Ooh, a nasty hit from Silver Bullet. The bumper is sheared off of the Cadillac. Sedan delivery goes curbside on that hit. Silver Bullet is a bit of a menace. No eliminations on the hit, but devastating nonetheless. Look at that. Here comes the 308. That thing needs to stay alive. Gets a little bit under Silver Bullet, but can't stay there. 4 cars on the track. Drag Dairy boots the 308 off the track. It gets stuck on its side. That is an agile car. That is an unusual position for it to end in. Man, oh man, if it doesn't come back, this match might be over. Cadillac's in trouble here too. 58 Impala shakes things up and takes down its own teammate. The Cadillac goes over and out. Silver Bullet stays steady for now, and the sedan up front is just sticking right there. GT Racer takes a shot at the Impala, only manages to push it sideways off the track. The Cadillac's bumper is tossed off the track unceremoniously. Ooh, Ooze Coupe has been devastating, not just with its ramp, but also on hits. Takes out its own teammate, Drag Dairy, and also manages to get a takedown on the Impala, who got hung up on the Cadillac. Gas Hog comes down next, and now things look a little iffy for the Jalopies. Gas Hog is still upright, but if it gets thrown over, then that team could be out of this match. 308 would have to make a recovery, though. Final run is Blown Camaro, and it makes a great bounce off the crates, lands it, stays alive. Incinerator's looking good in this match. No other shakeups on that run. Final car of the round. This was round 4 and will be the final round in this qualifier. A lot of action and 4 eliminations. There they are. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Cookie's Crime Syndicate ends the match with 2 remaining. Joust and Jalopies stay alive with their 1 Gas Hog. And Incinerators make it into the main event for the first time with 3 remaining. They got 30 points, and they will also get the bonus action. If you use your bonus action right, you never know, you might just make it into the finals. This would be a first for the Incinerators. There are the 3 teams that are moving on to the main event. There's just 1 qualifier left. Massive Transit make their return to the Junkyard in that qualifier. And the new Super Crashers team, decided by Invitational, is also going to be competing. It's going to be a fun one. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on The Joust.